about you guys, but I love to cook. And you can often find me cooking in my apartment. And everyone in my apartment, or even people passing by, will stop and often ask me, Ella, where did you learn to cook? And I usually reply, my mom. I learned how to cook from years and years of watching my mom make dinner for our family. But I didn't learn that skill in high school or in a class I took. I learned it from life experience. And most of my life and adult skills I've learned were from life experience, not a classroom. But I believe that high school seniors, in fact, should be required to take a life skills course in their senior year. And I know I mentioned that most of my life skills came from experience, and as an example, I didn't know how to do taxes until I started working. In high school, I worked at a grocery store for about 2 years, and through that experience, I learned how to manage my money, do a direct deposit account, and do taxes. I didn't learn it from sitting in class. I also, when I turned 18, I learned how to vote. Now, the importance of voting was mentioned earlier today, and I believe that young people should get out there and vote. But it's often very intimidating when you're freshly 18 and don't really know anything about voting, and usually have to learn from your parents, and if you don't have parents that will support you, you don't really have any other outlet except for the internet to learn how to vote. Now, if that were taught in schools, that would be much more accessible for people to vote and get out there and get life experience. Another example is my senior year of high school. My AP English teacher gave us an assignment at the end of the year to find something, an adult life skill that we didn't know anything about, and teach it to the class. Now, I chose buying and leasing a car because I've driven, I'm sure most of you have a license, but I've never bought or leased a car before, and I feel like that's an important skill to have. So I did research and presented to the class on how to buy and lease a car. And through that experience, I actually did learn how to buy and lease a car. And for the first time in high school, I felt like I had finally learned an adult skill that is applicable to my real life. And in my opinion, being an academic is just as important as having life skills and being able to sell yourself. For example, I'm involved in Wildlife Club, and last night I went to a wildlife career networking event. And I noticed something interesting. One of my peers, a girl named Katie, who is also a freshman like me, new to the club, stopped and talked to me and said, you know, I'm having a lot of fun here and I like networking, but I just don't know how to sell myself or how to talk to future employers. And Katie's a smart girl. She knows a lot about wildlife and conservation, but because she didn't know how to sell herself and she didn't feel comfortable talking to people, there's kind of a wall for her in terms of blocking her potential to be hired by employers. Now, if that skill was taught in schools, she could confidently go out to any networking event or a job interview and sell herself well, and be trained to sell herself well throughout her high school career. Life skills are just as important as academics. And by teaching life skills in high school, I believe that we can help young people be more successful, and that when this country recognizes you as an adult when you turn 18, you're able to act like one. Thank you.